Hey guys, and welcome. It's been a very long time since I've uploaded a God of War video on the channel, and this one is well warranted. We finally have, in a pretty sneaky update and just randomly put out there by Santamonica, the God of War has finally got its New Game Plus mode that we've all been waiting for since the launch of the game. And since we've all finished the game, we want to be able to jump back in with our already upgraded gear sets, all of our gear, all of our quicksilver, everything like that, and jump straight back into the game and experience the story from a powerful Kratos and a powerful God of War and live up to that name. And finally, we're able to go ahead and do that. So today we're going to detail everything that comes with this new update, everything that comes with New Game Plus, because it isn't just the ability to go back and play with your existing gear that you've upgraded when you finish the original story. There are so many subtle but amazing changes, but also big changes to combat, armor, and things like that you get in this New Game Plus mode that Santamonica have just smashed it out the park. And if more single player games did this and supported their single player games like this, there may be a lot more success in the single player side of things. So yeah, without further ado everyone, let's jump into it. Leave a like if you're very excited to be jumping into it. You're finally happy that this is here. Subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel as well for more content coming. And let's dive straight in. So, starting off with everything that we need to know around New Game Plus. We are going to be referring to the PlayStation blog of this, everything that you guys need to know around the New Game Plus mode, the new update that's been sent out. So I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself, but I'll do my best to get through this as quickly as I possibly can, but there is a lot, so bear with me on that. So as mentioned, we've got the likes of new equipment, an increase in level cap, which is really exciting, and also new enchantments that have been added into the game by Santamonica, which you can go ahead and earn by playing through the game again. So you've got an excuse to go ahead and play through the story and the campaign again. Your equipment, your weapons, including the drop near spear, which you get very towards the end of the campaign, and all of your skills will carry over from the previous save, so you'll be able to use your entire arsenal from the very beginning of your journey, which I've played a little bit of it, probably about an hour of God of War and New Game Plus, and I am hooked already. I forgot how good the story was, I forgot how engaging it was, I forgot how much like a movie it was, and just being able to kill the bandits and fight Thor with all of my gear, be able to use the Blades of Chaos, the drop near spear, and also the axe as well, the Leviathan axe. It was so sick, and all of my upgrades with that too. And one of the highlights of the show that you see immediately when starting the campaign is the Black Bear armor. This, by the way, looks absolutely incredible in game. It's just the subtle things. They've just changed the color of the original armor to black with like these really cool beigey goldy accents around it, and it looks so sick, especially at the beginning of the game with all the snow on top of it and stuff like that. It's really cool, and fair play. I'm really happy you get this for free as well when you first start the game, and you can change out of it if you want to any of the armor you unlocked when you played through it the first time, but this is a really neat touch. The next one is, of course, Spartan armor, and it's Kratos with his shirt off. We never really got this in the initial part of the game, and again, a lot of people were asking, well, with a Spartan, typically they wouldn't always wear armor. Sometimes they would just fight with their chest out, and now we get the opportunity to do that with Kratos as well, and it looks sick. I'm really happy that they've managed to add something like this in. We also get the Ares armor as well, which is a returning favorite from God of War 2018, and it just looks great, so I'm glad they've added that back. And then finally, the Zeus armor, which is so sick. It's like another variation of the Ares armor, but sort of like a silvery bluey type color, and it looks great. The final piece of the puzzle though is Spartan Aspis's new shield. It looks great. I'm really excited to try this out when I can get to the shop and craft it and find all the pieces for it. The Spartan Aspis returns in God of War Ragnarok and displays Kratos' heritage boldly. Obviously, all of these armors, all of these shields and things like that you get with this will all have their own different abilities, their own different traits and things like that, and their own advantages and disadvantages to using them. So when you do go to equip them, make sure you're reading what's good and what's bad about them, and yeah, just go ahead and enjoy. But not only this, in terms of new armor, Santamonica have also added 13 remixes of the existing armors with new color combinations and styles that were previously unavailable. These appearances can be brought at the Huldra Brothers shop and apply to any of your existing level +9 armor in the transmog menu. The new Berserker armor appearance can be acquired after defeating the Berserker King on New Game Plus as well. So there's a lot to fight for here. There's so much that you can go ahead and unlock and say that, look, I finished it normally, but then I've also finished it on New Game Plus. There's a lot, and so many games should do this, man. This level of support. It's just the little things, but they're doing a great job. After this, we then go on to the level cap. So the level cap at the moment in God of War, as before this update, was level 9, and you can only go to level 9 for all of your weapons. However, now with this New Game Plus update, you now go into a new Plus version that will provide you additional levels of progression. Converting your equipment into this new Plus version will also yield a gilded coin that can be used to purchase one of the new enchantments from the shop. Again, it's a good replay factor. It's a good reason to jump back in and to play the game to get these gilded coins and to be able to upgrade all of your armor and buy these enchantments. There was also a quality of life adjustment to the shop as well, so you'll be able to purchase and sell resources incrementally. Buy and selling materials to get your equipment in top shape for your New Game Plus run is now much smoother than Kratos' scalp. So if you want to buy a piece of armor but you don't have that one piece of resource, it's now available in these shops, so you can go ahead and buy them, and it's a much better and organic way of doing it as well, rather than having to farm it, which takes twice as long. We have briefly already mentioned enchantments, however I'll just go over them very slightly because there are a couple of other things we haven't mentioned. So of course the gilded coins which you get from upgrading your armor to that new version is essentially what you use to buy these enchantments from the shop. Of course they're all completely brand new and give you a brand new playstyle in a lot of ways. There's also a new thing named burdens. Now burdens are a new set of enchantments that will allow you to equip negative perks for a tailor-made challenge. For example, the burden of evasion will automatically give Kratos the frost status effect when he rolls. So essentially it gives you these different things that make it harder for you, and if you do roll then you're going to immediately start to take damage. Look, it is cool, especially for those that really want a challenge and to say that I've beaten it with all of these stat things on and on the impossible difficulty. Fair play. They've also added a UI option called Show Difficulty, which is really good for speedrunners as well. And if you're streaming, you can flex what difficulty you're on, just so you don't have to have people keep asking you in game what difficulty you're playing it on as well. So fair play, good feature there as well. A really, really cool one that I didn't expect at all is called the Sparring Arena. Now this is in Niflheim, and Santamonica have actually extended Niflheim in a way and expanded it in a little bit as well. So in Niflheim there's like an area around the tree with all the crows and near the prison that we find Tyrion. There's a section there that you can go ahead and fight once you've found all the crows, and there you can have a couple of battles and things like that. Well, this has now been changed into a full-on sparring arena that you can bring enemies in and just fight them in there as well. There is a GIF on the website where you can see you're fighting Thor, and it just looks so sick. And you can even fight alongside the enemies as well. There is so much potential here. A couple of characters that you can fight beside are Atreus with Kratos, Freya, Brock, Sindri, Angrboda, Ingrid, Thor, and also Thrud. With any companion combination possible, it will be really interesting to see how creative people get in photo mode as well. Like imagine Thor and Thrud fighting together, or Freya and Thor, or anyone like that. It would just be a really interesting. It could even be Brock and Sindri, it could even be Kratos and Brock, it could even be Kratos and Sindri, whatever it might be. I'm excited to see how that gets on as well. Obviously with how things ended with Sindri, it wasn't very hot, so end game bosses are a big one as well in this. Obviously we've got the likes of the Berserker Souls, the King, the Valkyrie Queen Gnar. Santamonica have made these fights different, so if you've done them before, they're going to be different in New Game Plus. So you're going to need to really learn them still and try to get around their new abilities and things like that as well. All of the AI in the modes as well, a lot of the different mobs and mini bosses and things like that have all been given new moves, new tricks and things that you've not seen before to make it feel a bit more fresh. There's also new difficulty modes called Give Me No Mercy and Give Me God of War in New Game Plus. These are the hardest difficulties, and all bosses and mini bosses will have runic armor as well. Strategic runic usage in these fights can make the difference between victory and also defeat. However, they're damn hard. It's honestly, I probably won't even try it myself, but for those out there that are good enough and that want a challenge, these are the modes to play. And then finally, There's a black and white render mode, which will look really interesting and make for some really cool back in the day type pictures and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what people do in photo mode and other things like that as well. It's going to look really cool. But that is pretty much everything in this brand new update. There is loads that Santamonica have put in there for a single player game. For Santamonica to go all out, give us all of this new stuff, change some animations, add new ones in as well, add new armor in too. It's great. It gives you loads of reason to jump back into the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if God of War Ragnarok had huge player spikes in the next couple of days because of this as well. For me, I really enjoyed going back to it. I really enjoyed playing the game again. I've missed it. I've missed a damn good story, and God of War Ragnarok provided that. So I'm going to be jumping back into it, probably playing the majority, if not all of the campaign again on New Game Plus and experiencing it and trying to max it out as I did previously. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, leave a like if you have. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the new update, what you've seen today, and if you'll be jumping back into God of War Ragnarok. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll speak to you all next time.